The bridge of contemplation. Woke up in the morning and I raised my weary head. Anyways, I told a couple of blokes I was going to go to the warehouse today and get some stuff sorted out. So I went to my rig and had a look. Shit. My gasoline is down to like nothing, and I'm figuring there's no way it's going to get to the bank and then to the petrol station. As the Americans say, the gas station. But I don't call it a gas station because gas is a gas, and I want a liquid. Science.
Well, it's short for gasoline.
Oh, okay. Oh God, I tell you. So, anyways, I'm gonna go there tomorrow. That's for sure. I might need some of this just to. I can tell you, it's warm. Or should I say, it's humid. Look how much gear, look how much clothing they wear, right? Like, because you're sort of socially expected to, and I just walk around in this stinky, like, this singlet that I haven't, Aussie singlet that I haven't washed in like 20 days. I mean, why bother? Right? Oh God, this stinks. Yeah, so I figured, alright, what I'm going to do is go and get some dough, but at the same time, get some energy drinks. And at the same time, a bit more energy drink. Oh God! I walk all the way down to this Don Quixote place. It takes about 45 minutes each way. What's that for science? In an hour and a half I've been walking. I can feel I've got sunburn. I've got a redneck neck. A redneck neck. Oh God. Old Aussie hat. I need to purify yourself over there. Yeah, it's alright. I've got a little bit extra dough out because I haven't used the air conditioner in the rig for a very long time. I haven't used it maybe only once this year, I guess. So it takes a fair bit of fuel, gas, because gas is gas. Yeah, so I figure I'm going to turn the air conditioner on in the rig tomorrow. Apparently it's going to be, I don't know, ridiculously. Yeah, I've experienced 50 degrees wind heat in Ayers Rock, Australia, but that's dry heat. Oh, come in. And I've experienced that sort of stuff. Kick my head out of the way. But I tell you, humidity, it's just ever so dreary. By God. Yeah. But yeah, I can feel the burn in the back of my neck now, so that's fun. But anyways, I went down this Don Quixote. I said, right, I'm going to get some decent food in my guts. So I bought a kilo of shredded cheese, because I've got this jaffle maker thing, you see. And I've got some bread, already had some butter. Does anyone give a shit about the cooking show, the ABAREBUGYO cooking show? Like, I'm a pro chef. And I got, like, that you can get tuna in these tins. Not tuna! You shouldn't eat tuna. What? God's gift. So a whole bunch of tins of tuna. It's the cheapest place to get them, and you get like big tins too. So got that, and I've got some veggie stuff. So I'm gonna make all that and stick it in the jaffle maker thing, and oh yeah, I'm gonna cook that up and get some decent food into my guts. Yes, that's what I'm gonna do. Oh, but I can tell you, it has been humid. Little fishies down there. And it has been ghastly. Yeah, like that. So I actually turned the aircon on in the old apartment over there, and called apartment. And that's firing up right now. So in a few minutes, that'll be quite good. There's actually a beach just down there. Maybe I should just jump in the water down there and cool off. Not really a beachy sort of get sand in your crack kind of surfy guy. I've never really been like that. I go there a fair bit to read and stuff, but yeah. But it'll certainly be a solution, because this is, by God. Ugh. Is this drying off yet? Oh, it's good, nice and clean. Yeah, as you can see, I'm very classy. My attire. Oh, I just yeah, like some blokes are expecting me to go to the warehouse tomorrow and do some things, and I'm getting there. I'm getting things done. Yesterday I did quite a fair bit too. Got a fair bit done. Just all through that, like all those days it was just pelting down rain. Couldn't go anywhere. Couldn't put anything in the back of the rig. It's the way it is in rainy season. Apparently a mate of mine told me, rainy season should be over now, but you know, it's sketchy. You know? It is. But yeah, that the warehouse has got a hot tin corrugated iron roof. So sometimes it's best to go there in night time. And I'll go there tomorrow, get a few things sorted out. Yes. And that'll be that, and then I'll try and figure out some other bullshit. Still trying to work on some other stuff, you know, contacting customer support for this and that and the other and all this bullshit. And I'm trying to figure trying to diversify, shall we say. Yes. You know, got a whole bunch of eggs in a bunch of different baskets to try to survive. Let's get some more energy drinks. What am I doing? Oh, here comes another one. Let's pop that on mid. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, so not a whole lot's happening right now. You know, just due to like weather conditions and what have you, and trying to just get things sorted out, shall we say. Not even gonna let this shit stress me. No, just not gonna care anymore. Remember that movie Office Space, and this bird said to this bloke, she goes, so what are you going to do? I'm not going to do anything. Just don't care. I don't want to go. Oh God, that was a funny movie. I didn't exactly reel that off too very well. Oh, put that back there now. Oh, a bit more energy drinks. Yeah, I don't really have a whole lot to say right now. Due to the case of the weather and all, I've been binging on these YouTube channels where people do revivals of old classic cars and old trucks and stuff like that, and there's a whole lot of them, and it can be hilarious, you know, and really cool technically, and it's just cool how they can come up with they can fix the just there's duct tape, some vice grips, and some wire that we found over there. Yeah, we'll fix it. Oh man, some funny stuff. And these blokes are getting some really cool sponsorship and all this sort of thing. And they've got their own merch lines, and their channels are just blowing up like crazy. It's just great to see, you know, the different types of lifestyles that people have, and I'm truly enjoying it, you know. Now, I've pulled engines out before and chucked them back in and chucked another one in, and you know, did a cylinder head gasket one time, and you know, just the sort of basics really, you know, not a whole change in tail shafts or whatever the hell, and you know, carburetor. I'm not really good at carburetor rebuilds, but you know, you learn a lot from these guys. And yeah, I sort of used to be a bit of a motorhead when I was, you know, 18, 19, 20, all that. And well, I never really knew what I was doing, but I had a tough car. That's cool. And yeah, so I'm kind of like really enjoying that, as opposed to I'm kind of steering away from a lot of the political stuff, be it satire or not, be it humorous, and I still check it out. It's just depressing, man. You know, just gets you down. Like I mean, how's this for an example? You know, like I just talked about the gasoline stand, and it reminds me of like this oil pipeline, shale oil pipeline, or whatever they call it, was shut down. So it come down from Canada, and they were constructing this thing, and they decided, this new government decided that they're just going to shut it down, and all these blokes just lost their jobs. In fact, I remember one bloke, it's, what do you call them, African Americans, are you allowed to say that now, people of colour or whatever? I'm not at war with them, I know loads of them, and good blokes. And yeah, this bloke was saying that, you know, he just got this pearl of job, and it was good money, and so he went out and got a loan for a car, and he was really happy. He's like, yeah, everything's just fantastic, going great, you know. And then suddenly, boom, they just cancelled the project. What's so interesting, you know, how, you know, I feel for the guy, you know, because you could just see the way he was talking about just how that just, his life was just going up, going great, and then boom, went to shit. You know, poor bloke. Anyways, I hope he gets another decent job, as the rest of them. And see, what's so interesting I find about that is that, see, this shale oil stuff is already railed in, right? Railed in, train, you know, they already bring it in, and they still do, and they will do. They're not cancelling that. But the crazy part about it is that the people that were running the project were saying that the pipeline being underground, and you know, they dig it and put the pipeline down, and you know, and all these things, and have these machines that weld all these pipes and blah blah blah, and all these blokes on the job. Well, they it's safer and more environmentally friendly than the way they actually do it now, and will continue to do so. You know, it's just the madness of it all. You know, things like that. It just gets you down, man. Just having knowledge like that just gets you down. Like knowledge like this, a whole bunch of these like activists, you know, rocked up to these places, and they're these environmentalists. No, you've got to get rid of fossil fuels, and they're all going ape. You know, just going ape shit about that, right? I care about the environment. I do. And, you know, they're all going ape shit, all these people about, oh, you know, you're mining, or you're doing this and you're doing that, and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, we've got to stop using oil, we've got to stop using all this stuff. And meanwhile, they drove up in their vehicles using oil and gasoline. And they were saying that they had this big camp, and they're all dancing around like hippies and all that, and taking drugs, and they're using like gas stoves and all this shit. Oh God, I need some more of that. You know. How's that? I talked about just simple shit that goes on, and I got suspended for 7 days just for saying stuff that I know that's true. How hurtful is that when things are actually true? I give a shit about the environment. I do. I take all my litter and take it away, and you know, responsibly place it in places and all that sort of thing, put the right thing in the right place, and care about animals and all that. speaking of animals, the that evil cat, because it's so plain. That's rare. Can't see from here. They fly all over Asia, right? But they won't have the big 747s like everywhere in there. God. Anyways, yeah, that big evil cat. Whenever it's really humid like this, I've got a very good chance, probably an 80% chance of being safe that he won't just run down the stairs and attack me. Give me some food, you. Yeah, like that. Oh, damn. He's a mean one. I love him. I wasn't very happy when I had my door open one day. I had it ajar, and this is like last year. And he comes in, struts around, you know, all nonchalantly, or whatever you call that, nonchalant. And then he decides to just piss on my wall. So I bolt over there, pick him up, upside down, and here he is peeing, right, just all over my kitchen. And I fucking run outside, and the blokes next door, they're like, "What's going on?" I told them what was going on. They just bursting out laughing. No, I didn't find it too funny, because god damn, you know, they squirt around the areas, and other cats, big cats, small cats, whatever, know for miles. So that didn't exactly smell too good for a long time. Yeah. Nonchalance. Evil cat. Well, came around last night twice. Yeah. And then I went out for a while and just a walk, come back, and he came again. He's like, "I want more food." Oh, this video is going to stop in a few seconds. Really got nothing to say anyways, but I'll just keep talking about something. Yeah, got myself an old umbrella trick for the sun. How's that? And for the rain. Yeah. So I figure I'm stuffed. I've got a beer. So that aircon's going to be pretty good by now. Yep, the woes of the world, all the craziness that's going on in this world. And I'm just going to ease off from it. Like I know the direction where bad people want us to go. You know, that's depressing. It is. It is. And I figure, why not just, while you got the time, be it a short time or a long time, for myself good that, just enjoy the moment. Into a pile of shit anyways, so because sometimes I read the headlines, you see. Sometimes I read the headlines and try to, it's not that difficult for me to do, but read into what the articles really try and say, right? Agendas and narratives. That's very popular. And just to kind of read into these articles and just get a real true idea of what is actually being pushed, you know. Yeah, so I can do that. Some people can do that. Give you a cool example. Many of you would know Mark Dice. He's starting to do his man on the street interviews again. My, are they funny? You know. Oh, there's that young bloke. That's one of his cars too. He owns that BMW there too. He's that one there. Some of his mates come around. They've got all kinds of too fast, too furious kind of cars. They're into all that sort of stuff. Nice blokes. one of the guys, his battery was flat, and they asked him if got any jumper leads, and we asked one of the other guys at the apartment there, one of the older blokes, the guy that owns a cat, and he comes out, yeah, no worries, he's a welder, and he goes, yeah, I've got some of those, and then we tried to jump off my rig, but my battery, actually my mechanic said, you should change your battery because it's getting pretty shit. And I go, it's a manual, don't worry about it, just push it. And he goes, yeah, alright. He knows. He's a motocross rider. And well, I'm not an ex-motocross rider, I'll get around to doing it again someday. But anyways, so we jumped off another bloke's battery, so we all help each other, you see, it's really good. And then we got the bloke's car going, and that was cool. He's a funny chap. Right. Anyways, where was I? I was talking about something. Yeah, Mark Dicey's he was on the back to doing these man on the street interviews. So I think he lives in California, so he goes to the California beach and just interviews people. And he's so deadpan, and he's very political, right? But satire, political satire. So you know, I still watch a lot of this stuff, obviously. But he asks many people questions of certain things that are going on in the political sphere, and it's hilarious. And what's fundamentally hilarious about a lot of it is that so many people, young and old, that are so oblivious to what's happening, and whether God, he might ask questions about the Constitution or whatever, you know, the Bill of Rights and all this sort of stuff, and you know, your freedoms, and would you be prepared to have them taken away from you, sort of thing, you know, for certain reason, or whatever he comes up with. God, he comes up with some funny stuff, and you know, it gets people to real gullible people to like sign these petitions, these fake petitions that he comes up with. But some people are like, they refuse. They're like, you know, I'm not going to do that, and you know, and swear at him or whatever, or you know, tell him you're a so and so, as my father would say. You know, that's the generally the worst swear that he would come up with, a so and so, you know, and and one bloke, just one of them out of many, said that this is a joke, right? And he goes, yeah, mate. He breaks character and he goes, yeah, it is a joke. Oh, he's funny. I had a look on my YouTube-y channel-y thing there. YouTube's great, I love it, you know. Just feel there should be a lot more freedom. There is censorship, it is true, but you get conspiracy theorists for thinking that conservative values are, you know, conservative people are being censored. Well, yeah, they are, and I am. And, you know, these, I don't know, man, I reckon it should sort of take a bit of a twist and a turn and just go, hey, how about we be more moderate and be more inclusive, really inclusive, you know, and not bullshit inclusive. But anyways, I had a look on my my list of people I subscribe to, and I think there's like 222 or something. There's loads of them. So I've got like, and I get a lot of other websites for other different stuff, right? But I'm going to sort of ease off on that stuff, to be honest, because it's just so depressing. Yeah. You know, spreading the truth. God damn it. It's just depressing. I'm just going to do more me, you know. But, so I've always, say, for example, if I'm just doing the YouTube-y thing, I watch a lot of stuff. And, there's always some great content, and I've often got a lot of time, so I've often got a lot of time. You don't hear me sing, goddamn. Actually, I listen to a lot of people, bands and singers and solo singers, and whether they be young or old or in between, you know. Yeah, it's great. And so there's so much there that's sort of entertainment that's available. I haven't had a television in 18 years, 17 years or something. I threw that thing out the goddamn door. I'm serious. I went and opened the door. I just grabbed it. I didn't even pull the plug out of the wall. I just went and grabbed it. Threw it out the door about 17 years ago. Yeah. Best things I ever did. Yeah. At that time, we had like cable TV and stuff like that, but it just sort of, I don't know, it peaked, and then, you know, things were just like, alright, all the stories are being told, you know, all the stories that they want to tell. But then you had this, you know, internet, you know, like these creators, these burgeoning creators, they're just amazing stuff. I watch a lot of stuff, and from a lot of different people from a lot of places, following things that are going on with, you know, China and India, and hopefully that'll sort of, they'll come to a peaceful resolution right there. And, you know, so I follow the sort of regional things of conflict and, you know, or differentiations of political sort of matters, you know, because I would like to see a very peaceful region, you know, follow stuff like that. And, you know, so news outlets from India and news outlets from China and news outlets that talk about China that are not in China, and to try to get a perspective of you know, two sides of the coin sort of thing, and to try to be fair, because it might be unfair, you know. And then I'm into, as I say, lots of different independent musical artists and things, and you know, the car people, and people that are into like, they're out in the woods building their own cabins, and, you know, they're into camping and survival really. You know, and just sort of people that are into that sort of stuff. A lot of people that are historians upon weaponry or modern weaponry, and small arms, and so I have quite an interest in those that are into firearms, because they're fun, but they're not toys, you know. Yeah, they ain't toys. But yeah, I sort of watch a lot of those sort of channels, a lot of motocross stuff and freestyle people, and whether they be, actually I'm watching a bunch of young guys right now, I'm binging on that. These young guys are in the parkour, you know, and they'll flick off this and, you know, run over there, or do that and backflip off this, that and the other, and I did a bit of that. And, okay, I'm 51 now, so, you know, but sometimes when I'm up in the mountains, I do a bit of free running and get a bit of a jumpy poos off a few rocks here and there. Yeah, I can still do that, some of it. Well, got a bunch of injuries with my lower back stuff. Still got a broken rib in the back, but who cares? Broken loads of ribs and fucking all kinds of other shit, but it's fun. Yeah, these blokes have got, what was it, 7.5 million subscribers. Go all over the world, meet all kinds of young people that are into that sort of stuff, and so here they are, like, they'll go to different places and take on different types of obstacles and things, but some sort of older people or security people, police, and, you know, will sort of admonish them for it. And I think if I was there, I'd say, you know, these guys aren't injecting themselves with heroin or fentanyl, or, you know, doing cocaine, or, you know, they're going all over the world. Well, they were in Mexico a while back, and then they were in England over there, and then they were here, there, and whatever, and they were in Turkey a while back there, and I'm just sort of flicking through, so some are from years ago or whatever. And their filming is fantastic. You know, the way they can edit things, and they use those, what you call those drone things, and you know, and it's a sport. It's like a lot of people look at motocross riders and I think they're just sort of wild people, but it's not exactly the case. I mean, it's a family-orientated sport. It's very serious. The top riders, they're serious athletes. You know, some say boxing and motocross is, you know, some of the two most physically difficult sports. I don't agree, but then again, there are other sports like the parkour thing. They do amazing stuff. You know? And you have to have incredible athleticism and gymnastics, you know, endurance, and great stuff. Some things I don't agree with. They'll go to, I think they were in Hong Kong, and they were up on these rooftops, building really, really high buildings, and they're jumping from one building to the next and stuff like that. And the security guard had to tell me, you know, piss off and go home, sort of thing. And I don't agree with that, because they've got so many followers, and so many young people are, you know, call me a square and all, but I've seen some, you know, I've been a member of some pretty bad websites for many, many years. People want to know why, and I'm like, man, it's reality. I don't know. If you don't know, you can't protect the ones you love, you know. And I've seen young people doing stuff like that, you know, on top of buildings and things, and they're no longer with us. And so the way I see it, that sort of stuff, although they get, you know, incredible views, it is incredible that, you know, it's like being fearless sort of thing. It's well, some people feel it's fearless, but it's not really. It's like if you work on a construction site and you build the first, say, a building, and you're part of building the first floor, and then you get the second floor, and then, you know, a month later you're doing the third floor, and you start to get used to the height. In fact, years ago, when they were building the Empire State Building, those blokes would often walk along the girders or just sit on the girders without any what do you call them, safety lines, and you know, just eat their lunch, no worries, you know, here they are all the way up there. And so they get used to that height, but you always have to respect gravity, you know. But the way I see it is, a lot of the young people are sort of have, over the years, which I have seen with my own eyeballs, a lot of footage of young people that are tackling stuff like that. They're up on, whether it be Russians or a lot of people really, and yeah, you know, they slip off or make an error, or the surface is, you know, can't even notice that it's actually really wet, or it's slippery, or it's oily, or something like that. And one error like that, you're gone. And a lot of people, like, as I say, these people have got 7 odd million followers. I think probably a good idea if you sort of stay more close to the ground. You know, still do wild shit. Like, you know, still do that fun stuff, but not to the degree that if you make an error, because we all make errors, well, not me, because I'm perfect, this thing's going to click off again in like 8 seconds. Hang on. But yeah, these blokes were, you know, like I say, call me a square. Alright, you know. But you know, I think that being so famous and influential to younger people, it's sort of, there's a lot of young people who got to attempt this sort of stuff, right? That goes without saying. So a lot of young people, even just when you're on the ground, you know, you mess up, you will click over here, your leg ends up in there, and you snap your leg. You know, how many times I've seen stuff like that. You know, I've watched loads of action sports and whatever, so I've seen a lot of injury. I've had a lot of injuries. Done a lot of downhill mountain bike and then free running on mountains and motocross, and I can even ride a fucking horse. Anyways, you know, but I saw this stuff where they were in Hamburg, and they were jumping off this bridge onto these pillars. And it was really interesting. They might like run and sort of toe tap this, and off they go. Not toe tap's motocross thing, you know. But and you know, they'll do this kind of, what do they call it, a cat leap or whatever. And it was really cool. And if they did mess up, for the most part, they're gonna sort of end up in the water, and their mates are gonna jump in if they, you know, knock themselves out on the pillars or whatever. So, you know, you're pretty much alright. But if you mess up and I've seen young guys hanging off, Russian guys hanging off, you know, these towers. They're like hundreds of meters in the bloody sky, and they're hanging off these freaking towers, and they're, you know, going all Lost Boy and shit. And Lost Boys or whatever it was called, Keith or something or whatever. And I just don't reckon that that's sort of conducive to, like these guys were saying, oh, what are we gonna, because of all these injuries, how are we going to feel when we're 40? And I'm thinking, well, how many of you are actually going to make it? And how many of you are going to cry when you're at your mate's funeral? You know, so I don't agree with that side of it, like the extreme stupidness of it. Yeah, but it's gutsy. Don't get me wrong. Here comes a storm. It's coming. Here he comes. Here he comes. Gotta stay. There he is. Biggest I'm seeing, good things are doing. Yeah, so I don't exactly agree with that, but I'm very impressed with the gymnastic ability of these guys. As far as I can understand, some of them go and do that, what do you call it, American Ninja Warrior sort of stuff. That's a lot of fun, and that's family orientated stuff. It's a sport. And you know that, what's that wall climbing thing they do, you know, and that's all, I reckon that's all really great. Just the real serious dangerous stuff that is being done, it's just not necessary. Yeah, it's wild, scary, courageous. True. But I doubt if 7.5 million young people were doing stuff like that, they'd make it to the age of 51. Yeah, can't believe I'm 51. In fact, I was going to type a message there on the comment section. God, I wish I was back to the age of you guys. I'd love to be there, just jumping off buildings or whatever. Not buildings, but you know, bridges on the pillars and jumping from one obstacle to the next and it's really fun stuff. There's a whole lot of different, like I said, I subscribe to 222 people now, and I'm like, there's always something interesting. That's what's so great about YouTube. There's so many different people from so many different walks of life. It's not like TikTok where we're all a little bit kooky or whatever. Maybe not all. You ever check out Oldin's Men? This ex-American military bloke. He's been putting up these videos, and he finds these videos of, or gets them sent to him, of all these like nutty, really nutty people on this TikTok thing that have amazing revelations about themselves, and he puts a compilation together, you know, and God, some of it's funny, some of it I just like, sometimes I'm in the comments and I'm like, nah, I can't watch any more of this today, sorry mate, you know, and yeah, like, Z Education. God, what a laugh. Yeah. Yeah. He's awesome. Like, puts up a whole bunch of memes and things. They discuss memes and lots of people send them to him. That's some, and then the challenge. There's all these challenges where you like, if you laugh, you lose, and you must do a challenge. You know, a challenge might be you have to shave your head or something like that. You know, and I swear, I have never. I failed every time. I have never completed the challenge. I've never not burst out laughing. Never. I just, no. And there's some funny stuff. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Humidity's making me all clogged up in the nosy poos. What's up with that? Oh, anyways, I'm just having a beery poos. Just having a contemplation time. Yeah. Really got nothing to say. It's good. Other people I check out is like Sydney Watson, this Australian American. She's very funny. Barbara, for you to see, she's out there, the Barbara Horvat. I never understood what that means. She's a Slovenian, and she's out there travelling around to different areas in America. I reckon that'd be rad, you know, to be able to do that. And, she also is excellent at this editing, very funny. She had to kind of basically, it's her subscribers that are, she's got so many subscribers that can finance this, you know. And she, sadly, years ago, she had to sort of pretty much change up the format of her content because she was talking about a lot of political stuff and copped a lot of shit for it. And that's what happened with Louder with Crowder, the Stephen Crowder crew. You know, they can put on a very funny show. Yeah. The Hodge twins. I like them. They're two ex-military blokes. God, they're funny. They're twins. And they just sort of ping off each other, you know, because they just know each other that well. And they tell each other, shut up, I'm talking, man. Oh, it's so funny. So many. Like, I guess it's the true diversity of the people that I follow. And some people I kind of monitor, if you will. Kind of care about them. I don't know them. I kind of care about them because some people sort of follow on a path that I just can't see how they're really helping themselves. You know, Eugenia Cooney, for instance, or Hungry Fat Chick, for instance. You know, just I think they're kind of in a catch-22 situation where their life is YouTube or social media, should I say, and that's how they make their money, and sort of their shtick, if you will, is what they adhere to, but it's not conducive to even close to a healthy or well-being, you know. It's just not. In the case of Eugenia Cooney, for instance, her friends tried to intervene and she decided not to speak to them anymore. It's very sad. Very sad situation. Because social services couldn't, it's illegal to come and drag her out of her place in America. Yeah, they drag me out my underwear, they don't give us stuff. But, you know, oh, you get too drunk, oh, fuck you, man. You're supposed to respect authority. I'm not very good at that. I'm not very good at being told what to do. But anyways, yeah, this girl's friends, she's got, what do you call it, bulimia, or what's that other word for when you're really thin? and her friends basically lured her out of her living space and said, hey, come on, live with us, and then they called community services on her and put her in rehab. They told me to go to wrong rehab, whatever, and I said, no. So she ended up in rehab. So there's a lot of people on social media like, where the hell is she, And so I think she spent like 4.5 months in there, and you could see that she her weight was like a whole lot better than what it was, and it's good to see. And now she's pissed off with it, and she doesn't speak to her apparently, because they told a lot of people about it, and they talked about it and said, hey, this is what happened, they don't speak to them. Like, she's rich as shit, but she's killing herself. But she's like, no, I'm fine. But she's clearly reverted back to her original lifestyle, which is not good. I've been but I've seen Shoe Nice, for instance, Chris Shoe, on the internet for years, because I was a live leaker for many years, and he would be on different platforms and whatever. But he was having way too many drinking booze, way too many. I mean, he'd be sculling bottles of whiskey and whatever, and in regularity, and so every now and again sort of check in on what he's doing, and apparently he's on a 3 or 4 days sober binge right now, because he was sober for a few years, but he decided, well, instead of being sober, he would just smoke marijuana and go to Colorado and where it's legal to smoke marijuana wherever he went. And you sort of don't really believe in what they're doing, but kind of, if you had a soul, you sort of care about it, compassionately so, care about people that, for whatever reasons. What's that? Oh, 熱いよ。でも私の旗大丈夫よ。Yeah, for whatever reasons, some people sort of, in my consideration, the fallen, being a sage of the East and all, I'm perfect, obviously. But so there's a lot of people I kind of check in on, and sort of, just in the hope that they're doing okay, and kind of seeing these people bring some sometimes hilarious content, and over the years, and it's just kind of nice to be able to know that they're still, soldiering on, doing their thing. Why am I raving on like this? I should be like she just said. She said, "Atsui desu ka?" means deska is a question. She put deska after it. I think it's a question. Atsui means hot. Are you hot? And I said, "Daijoubu, daijoubu desho," or something like that. Oh, daijoubu yo, something like that. Daijoubu desho. So the same stuff. Daijoubu means I'm okay. It's alright. No worries. Daijoubu is daijoubu. Very useful word. Alright, I'm gonna head back in there. I'll just upload this anyways. Alright, you lot hang in there. Oh, the Gavster, he commented the other night on my one of my vids here at the Bridge of Contemplation. Sometimes it's the Beach of Contemplation. Yeah. So I can feel a wonderful breeze right now, so it's real nice. If I had myself another energy drink, I'd continue on this path. Anyways, I'll just go and upload this. No one's gonna watch this shit anyway.